Hello everyone. It's me, Shaft Commander Coffee, back with more MTGA War of the Spark Draft. Let's smack some gems on this bad boy. See what we get. Okie dokie. Pack 1, pick 1. Khan's Bastion. Khan's Bastion. Proliferate. Tap land, proliferate. So it's basically 5 mana proliferate. Very strong later in the game. Very strong. But that's about, yeah, if you draw it early on, it's just colourless land. I suppose it's not exactly a bad draw at any point in the game, and it fits in quite a lot of different decks. But what could we pick instead of it, which would probably be more actively strong? Obnix's Cruelty. It's a great piece of removal. Spellgorger Weird is a nice payoff for the red-blue spells matter, but also play it as a splash in most other proliferate decks. Herald, or Harold rather. Harold is a pretty solid 4-drop. Got Transmutation, which works pretty well against God Eternals. Aside from that, we've got Huatli's Raptor in the Selesnya Proliferate. Though ideally you're playing Bant, splashing white for Proliferate or removal, but you're mostly playing blue-green. That's how I see that deck playing well. Then we've got Saheeli, which is generates 1/1 blockers. She doesn't do much else other than that. I mean, the 1/1 blockers are annoying, but they don't really increase your chance to win. They just allow you to stall. So you kind of need something else that goes with her to really pull it off. I think, to be honest, I'm actually happier to pack 1, pick 1 Obnix's Cruelty than I am Saheeli. So we're gonna grab Obby's Cruelty. Pick 2. What we got here? Cool Celebrant for white-black, but it's not exactly a exciting card. It's never bad, but it's not exactly amazing either. White-black doesn't have a huge amount of support in this set. Wanderer's pretty good if we're playing white of a description. Enforcer Griffin, good flyer. We could try and play white-black. I haven't played white-black yet. I don't know exactly what... I can't really think of the support it's got, so... Seems a little on the weak side. We've got Spark Reaper, which allows you to recycle some of your stuff, but it's a bit expensive. It's good for the late game when you're both down to top decking. I suppose it lets you cycle your less useful stuff. Invade the city for large amass armies. I think I want to take the Enforcer Griffin. If I'm choosing between Wanderer and Enforcer Griffin, which do I like more? Law Enforcer is pretty good by himself, actually, as well. That's difficult. It's a difficult pick. I think I want to take the Enforcer Griffin. Alright, and we've got another Enforcer Griffin, which is pretty good. Let's take that as well. Samut. Haven't had a chance to play around with Samut. Creatures you control have haste. It's pretty good. Target creature gets +2/+1 and gains haste until end of turn. Scry 1. So Samut then down ticks to Samut Sprint, which is actually a pretty good spell. Like you see Samut Sprint here. Although Samut Sprint is instant speed, whereas Samut's ability is obviously at sorcery speed, but yeah, it's not bad. Otherwise, we have Aid the Fallen. It's pretty good if you've got some Planeswalkers to roll with it. Toll of Invasion. It's good for taking power cards out of your opponent's hand. Vraska's Finisher for, well, finishing things off, as I always say, when basically analysing what Vraska's Finisher does. Chaos Dismissal is good against amass tokens. Rising Populace is pretty good. They can get pretty hench, especially with some proliferate to work with them, but I think I would prefer to have one copy of Aid the Fallen in the deck for power planeswalkers we might pull in later packs. Here we've got nothing particularly exciting. I guess we'll take a Spark Reaper. It's an engine of sorts. Here, I might take the Gateway Plaza to do fixing, which might encourage me to play the Griffins if I end up going into blue-black, which seems to be the best colours. Not going to lie. Here we've got Jiang Yangu. Not bad at all. Do I want to play some sort of green splash for Jiang? He's better once you've got Proliferate. We're not in Proliferate colours just yet, so I think we'll take Toll of the Invasion. Here, maybe take a Guild Globe. I think I'll take I haven't had a huge amount of success with Kazmir's Transmutation, but I know that it can be incredibly powerful against things like God Eternals, especially like a Ketra, but you know, if you're picking a card just to deal with the Ketra, is it worth it? I don't know. I think we're going to take the Guild Globe, see if we can splash in some other colours. Dovin's Veto. How much do we care about Dovin's Veto? Not really. We could play Esper, I suppose. I haven't tried Esper yet. I've tried a Grixis and blue-black and things, but black-red. I haven't tried Esper. Esper might be worth trying out. How much? I've already gone over, like, how much do we care about Dovin's Veto? Not a lot. Not a lot. I mean, it can be quite a powerful card to use, but is Crush Descent better? Because it gives you the option to amass, and if it's on curve, then it tends to just be a better counter spell, I suppose. Take Relentless Advance. But you know what? Let's take Dovin's Veto. Let's try it out. Let's take the Contentious Plan. Give us some options for Proliferate. I do like No Escape. I definitely like No Escape. I most certainly do not like No Escape. Take a Prismite because it fixes, I guess. Dambreaker could be a decent curve topper. Strix seems fine. What do we have here? We've got MVP Thunderdrake, Flux Channelers, Gleaming Overseer is pretty good with the Amass deck. It's really damn strong actually. Just your creatures get Menace and Hexproof. It's pretty damn good. There's also Sorin. I think Sorin's pretty good. He's both graveyard action as well as giving your creatures lifelink, which can help pad your life total, especially if you're playing a slower deck. Drop Sorin, swing with some of your creatures. There's also Obnix's Cruelty. I think we'll take the Sorin here. We'll go Esper, see how it rolls. And whilst playing Esper, we've got Spark Harvest, which is quite nice. But we've also got Tamio's Epiphany. I think I'll pick up. I probably prefer Tamio's Epiphany 1 to Spark Harvest most of the time. Got Davriel. I'll happily take a Davriel. Another Tamio's Epiphany. Okay. Got a Trusted Pegasus, which can help some of our creatures get in the air. Do we need to get in the air, really? We've got double Enforcer Griffin. Also take a Hartley. I think we'll take the Rising Populace, and that'll help us build up a larger creature, and it also works with Proliferate as well. Another Tamio's Epiphany. I don't think you need more than one of these in your deck, really, just to gas back up when you're running a little low. I'll take the Erratic Visionary, though, because he's quite good for sorting out your draws. What do I want out of these? I think the most playable card here is probably Teferi's Time Twist or the Battlefield Promotion. I've been impressed by Battlefield's promotion, actually. This I didn't think was very good to start with, but it actually looks pretty decent now. You know, giving something first strike, there's not a lot of things that can help turn the tide of a combat in your favor. This certainly does. We're not looking very heavy on creatures right now, which we'll need to sort out pretty soon. But I think I like the battlefield promotion over the time twist. This is better for protecting planeswalkers, but you can just protect planeswalkers by just having creatures to block them. Speaking of, do we want a wall of runes? I don't think in triple colour you want 1-drops. It just makes your deck so much more awkward. Bulwark Giant might be pretty decent, but I think Relentless Advance is going to allow us to maximise on any proliferate synergies we pick up. Here, what do we want? Maybe Saheeli Silverwing. Unlikely Aid actually impressed me a lot more than I thought it would. Allows you to trade up, keeps your creature in play. How much do we want an Unlikely Aid over Silverwing? I'm probably more impressed by Unlikely Aid #1 than Silverwing #1. Flux Channeler Wield. Definitely pick up a Flux Channeler. Augur of Bolas. I'll have an Augur of Bolas. What do we want out of these? Emergence Zone. Could be funny to ambush our opponent with an Emergence Zone, or maybe just popping a Planeswalker in at instant speed. Totally Lost can be very good in the longer matchups. I don't think we want to play colorless mana in a triple color deck, so I think we'll just pick up the cats. No, we're not taking cats. Let's take the Totally Lost. I'll put it in the sideboard though. Doubt I'm going to main deck it. I'll take the Silverwing over the Behemoth. I will put a Transmutation in the sideboard and a Charm Stray in the sideboard. Okay, Bioessence Hydra. It's pretty good. Bioessence Hydra is actually pretty good, but it's not in our colours. We'd have to splash green somehow. How much do I want to splash green? Not hugely. Got a Nahiri here. We can cast that off double white, but that's a bit awkward, and white is kind of our splash colour as opposed to anything else. So I don't think we want to take Nahiri. Spellkeeper Weird, Aratic Visionary, or Totally Lost. We don't really have any power cards that we want to return with the Spellkeeper. If we had like a Commence the Endgame, it's like my major example of what Spellkeeper Weird wants to be pulling back. But I think we'll just take the Erratic Visionary. This allows us to fix our... Ooh, Jace. Jace is pretty hard to cast in this deck, to be honest. But he might be a good late game win con. Otherwise, we've got Lazotep Reaver at 2, which is a fine 2-drop. Gets our amass tokens online. Yeah, we'll take Lazotep Reaver over the Jace. Living Twister. Living Twister. It's interesting, but it's not in our colours. But Aven Eternal certainly is, and is definitely a very good card. So we'll pick up the Aven Eternal. Thunder Drake. Yeah, buddy. Thunder Drake. And here we've got Gideon's Triumph. Now this is a lot better than Liliana's Triumph because it specifically hits what they're attacking with, which it tends to be, you know, they'll attack you with the creature that can go through. So Gideon's Triumph deals with that quite nicely. Second Avriel, got a Divine Arrow, Spark Harvest, got the pack. Can I just take this pack? I'll take this pack and just ignore the rest of my picks, right? Because this is good. Damn, what do we take? Spark Harvest, Divine Arrow. What would I rather have? Divine Arrow 1 or Spark Harvest 1? I think we take the Divine Arrow. It doesn't require us to have other creatures, and it still gets value. Interplanar Beacon. Doesn't really help. No, if we were splashing off-color Planeswalkers, I would think about playing Interplanar Beacon, but we didn't really see any power Planeswalkers. No Escape. Number 2. Or Pouncing Lynx. It looks like we've got plenty of 2-drops. So I think I'll take No Escape number 2. Counter spell. Yeah, Dovin seems pretty decent in this deck. We're quite a dirtly deck after all. Martyr is a better bear than anything else in this pack, so we'll take him. Teferi's Time Twist, I guess. How many? We only have one Charm Stray. I was going to say if we've got like 10 Charm Strays, I might take it, but I think we'll take the Wall of Runes as a sideboard card. We'll take Defiant Strike as a sideboard. Totally Lost in the sideboard. Another Totally Lost in the sideboard. Cool, let's ditch everything and then think about what we are actually playing. Okay, let's put the Gateway Plaza in there, because otherwise we won't know what we're doing. We've got a Sorin, so we'll pop him in there. Seems pretty decent. I think we want to run all these. All the uncommons that we pulled, because they're quite good. And, okay, so... Prismite might actually be worth it, since we've got a lot of One Devotion cards. Aid the Fallen seems good. We've got 3 Planeswalkers, so I think Aid the Fallen's going to get value. Obnick's Cruelty is just really good removal. Thunder Drake's just a value. Aven Eternal's a value. Divine Arrow is good. I'm just going to basically power pick cards. Visionaries are great for sorting our draws out and giving us some early blockers. Tamiyo's Epiphany I like a one of. Toll of the Invasion, Laztep Reaver are good cards to have. I think we'll take the Enforcer Griffins as curve toppers. That are also flyers. Contentious Plan seems good with these many Planeswalkers. Do we want a Curious Dambreaker as a curve topper? What's our mana looking like? Pretty heavy on the blue. Equal on white and black, so we want to probably go preference blue in our colours. We've got loads of 2-drops. Probably need more creatures. By probably I mean we almost certainly need more creatures. Spark Reaper seems like it could be fine to maybe kill the Augur and the Visionaries when we no longer need them. Or maybe the Laztep Reaver. So it can hit the Augur, the Laztep Reaver. And what else could it hit? Not much else. It's better if you've got lots of like redundant creatures once they've come into play. So perhaps we just take the Rising Populace. Works with the amass tokens quite well. And maybe the Unlikely Aid is a good combat trick. I definitely like No Escape. Do we want Relentless Advance or Unlikely Aid? I think Unlikely Aid is probably better. Lets us trade up a creature. So we'll put the Sorin in the top there. This will be Esper stuff, I guess. I can't really think of what this deck does aside from beat Esper. We'll just leave it at Esper. We'll see Esper test. Testing Esping. There we go. What's our colours looking like? Pretty even on the black and the white. So I think we'll go with 5 plains and 5 swamps because we do want the early plains for the some of our 2-drops. We do want the early plains for the Dovin. Aside from that, our 3-drop is kind of dominated by... Yeah, 3-drops are dominated by blues and blacks. There's also Dovin Hand of Control in there. And our late game, got some Enforcers Griffins. So the fact that the Enforcer Griffins are 1 white, but they're sort of 5 mana, means that we don't need to have white mana necessarily in our opening hand to perform well in the late game. How many instants of sorceries we've got? 10? 10 creatures and 3 planeswalkers. I think this seems fine. Let's try it out. See how it goes. Alright, we are testing the Esping. Much testing needs to be done. We're still kind of trying to figure out what's best in the draft format. I've kind of come to the conclusion that blue-black are the colours you want to be in for the most part. They seem to be very powerful. Got a lot of very good creatures You've got some good proliferate synergies. You've got great planeswalkers. It's just got all the stuff you want in it. This hand seems pretty damn good. We can ditch some of our weaker cards to Erratic Visionary, and Laztep Reaver gives us multiple blockers on the ground. So that seems quite good. The Enforcer Griffin's a little bit slow to have no opening hand, but we'll take it. We'll take it. I think we'll get the Erratic Visionary out first, depending on what our opponent plays. War Screecher. Okay. Let's drop the Erratic Visionary. We might want to try to fix our draws, potentially. See what our opponent does. Another white mana, so there's a Huatli. Oh, that's pretty filthy. That now swings as a 3/3 in the air, so we're gonna have to get rid of that ASAP. Okay. Let's drop the Laztep Reaver so we can get some more creatures on board to start swinging at Huatli.
Wait.
Okay, white-red, so we've got like a Boros style deck, but with Huatli. Seems a bit strange. Opponent's going to just leave everything back. I think we want to Ob Nixilus's Cruelty on the War Screecher. Well, they can't give it indestructible, so that's going to die, I'm afraid. And everything's going up Huatli. What has our opponent got in hand? Hopefully nothing very exciting. Okay, that Huatli's just going to take 3 and pass. Okay, another red mana. Hopefully no Sarkhan coming out here. That would feel pretty bad. They're going to play a creature to protect Huatli. Oh, okay. Right, we're just going to swing everything at Huatli and see what our opponent does. Okay, it's going to let us have it. Play the Augur of Bolas, look for a spell. We've got a pretty decent mix of spells to creatures and planeswalkers, so Augur's pretty likely to hit something, which he does. And do we want to play the other Erratic Visionary? I don't think so. I think we're better off just chucking him in the bin to draw more actual playable cards. Davriel's going to be towards the bottom of the deck now, which is kind of sad, but such is life. Aven Eternal seems quite good. So I'm starting to think our opponent might have the white-red board wipe. Which would kind of suck for them, because we've got lots of toughness and not power, so they might just have a bunch of Jaya's Greetings in hand, or something like that. Let's swing everything. Clock them for 5. Okay, and pass the turn. Opponent's got 6 mana. They concede? Really? I guess they just wanted to see what was in our deck, but that seemed like they could have carried on playing. I don't know. Seems a little odd. Right, we don't have much information to go on. I guess we're fine to just maybe we want a no escape. They have got flyers, so maybe we need to bring in the Silverwing as well. No escape seems to be a pretty good option. Maybe take out the unhelpful populace, put in another no escape. I think everything else seems fairly fine. Okay. I think one of the biggest things I was missing with Dovin's Veto, because I was like, what spells do I actually want to counter with it? Well, it does counter Planeswalkers, so it's got that going for it. This hand is fine because we have Davriel. Depends how aggro our opponent is actually going to be. Okay, so we've got our blue mana for no escape. We'll drop blue first. Marty for the cause. Okay, there's an erratic visionary to help block the board up. Seems good. Vivian's Grizzly is kind of annoying. I think we just want to hold our mana back for counter spells. Our opponent might just try and get card advantage with Vivian's Grizzly. Do we want to loot? Looting seems fine. Okay, we'll ditch the planes since we don't need two of them. Okay. And do we Obnix's Cruelty? It is instant speed, so I think we just pass. Alright, our opponent's on Naya. Okay, so they didn't have the green mana in their first game. Do I like the Trusted Pegasus? Our flyers will deal with it fairly easily, but we've got to get to our flyers. I think that's going to give them a little bit too much value. So we'll no escape the Trusted Pegasus. Get a Scry in there. Laztep Reaver gives us some ground blockers, doesn't do much else. Don't think we want that. And we can turn off the Vivian's Grizzly now with Obnix's Cruelty. Don't want our opponent getting too much value out of that. War Screecher and anything else. Okay, nothing else coming down. Rightio. So we can drop the Augur of Bolus. Revealing Gideon's Triumph. Do we want to Davriel? Davriel could get hit by the War Screecher, which is pretty bad, so we'll just pass. And hold up. Apparently, oh yeah, we tapped our only blue mana. So, we'll just hold up Gideon's Triumph. If they swing with the War Screecher, I might Gideon's Triumph it. Let's see what they swing with. No attacks. I'm fine to play the long game if you feel like it, my friend. That's what my deck is good at, so tap that out. And do we want to Tamiyo's Epiphany? Now's a better time than ever, whilst our opponent's got just holding on to mana, not playing anything. That's a lot of land, we don't want all that land. We don't even want the extra islands. I guess I'll put the plains at the bottom though, in case we get that far. Contentious Plan's pretty nice though, especially now we have an Amass token with the Aven Eternal. And no attacks. I think it's about time ooh, a Sorin as well. Okay, let's play the Aven Eternal. and I think we'll just pass. Holding up Dovin's veto. Force landing. I think we can Dovin's veto that pretty comfortably. Now we can keep Davriel in play and proliferate on him with Contentious Plan. Opponent's got a Teo, which is pretty unexciting.
I'll block them off.
Yeah, you do that, Teo. You block us. I'll just kill you with Davriel. Okay, so we can drop the Sorin and the Davriel at the same time. Any creatures we can bring back? Nope. So we're just going to ping their Teo, so if they want to sack their Teo, they can. Funnily enough, we have to ping Teo because he's got hexproof.
I do hope this mask is intimidating enough. All I've left you is pain.
There are two kinds of mages. Those who lose and me.
Okay, the Wanderer is not very scary at all, really, so, Our opponent's not really got anything that we care about. I'm quite happy to just slowly kill them with Sorin and... Although, mind you, it's going to be difficult to kill them with Sorin when they've got the Wanderer up, and Davriel's not going to do any damage either, so we do need to get rid of it. Okay, Teo's going to sack himself. That was actually a bit of a mistake, I think. So, we are going to Contentious Plan. I'm going to draw a card and proliferate all our boys. And we are going to be swinging the Aven Eternal at the Wanderer. Do they choose to block? Okay, they just let us get the damage in. I think we will tap the Visionary and ditching the planes. Get that damage in there. Play the Flux Channeler. Sorin's going to uptick. Hitting the Wanderer, which doesn't... Which, yeah, he can hit the Wanderer, he can't hit our opponent, it won't do any damage. So they can hit Davriel for 1, which is fine. Our opponent's kind of in the wrong matchup for their deck. Their deck's more suited against Beatdown than it is suited against Control. Their deck probably does quite well against Beatdown, maybe, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's got that much going for it, to be honest. It's been pretty weak so far. So Teo force landing, and they've drawn mostly lands, so I suppose I can't really comment. They've drawn 9 land out of their top 20 odd cards, so... Okay, Martyr's going at Sorin. Do I care? Not really. Okay, so he puts +1/+1 on everything.
You're working at my appetite.
Okay. So I could have down-ticked Davriel first. Probably should have done that, but we'll swing at the Wanderer. Okay, damage is going to go through.
That's how it's gonna be.
Okay, Davriel's going to make them discard their card. Battlefield promotion, sure.
A mind is
And
a
we will
terrific thing to
smack
waste.
our opponent for 1.
Time for a drink. Loneliness can.
So we'll slowly burn our opponent down with Sorin and Davriel. Seems like pretty good to me. Alright, pass turn. Thunder Drake, that's pretty solid. So we shall Thunder Drake here. Shall ping our opponent for 1. We're going to have so much life that, you know, I don't think our opponent's going to be able to... swing at them with the Aven Eternal. Okay, and we will, unlike the aid, the Aven Eternals, put the damage through, get some counters rolling on everything. Proliferate on everybody. Proliferate on the team. We're up to 28. Opponent's kind of stuffed.
Ooh, sorry.
Still holding up Gideon's Triumph. What can they really do here? Kind of looking at our opponent having like an Aketra. No, they don't. Okay, pretty easy game there. Let's go into the next one. So Esper seemed to do pretty nice there. The very slow burn. The slow burn seemed to do the trick. Just block that board up. Ravenous Chupacabra. I like that. I like my opponent's name. That says a lot about them. Will our opponent go first or second? Presumably first. Opponent goes first. This hand seems fine. We'll keep it. Okay, got black to follow or start. I think we'll follow with Gateway Plaza. Maybe Toll of the Invasion will be our opening. Ooh, Dreadhorde Butcher. Oh no. Oh, we're definitely gonna have to deal with that. So, as we play the planes, hold up the Divine Arrow. Swing at us for 2. Divine Arrow, the Dreadhorde Butcher. Oh, I really don't, because it deals its power as damage to any target, which I definitely do not want them to be doing to my creatures. Goblin Assailant is completely unimportant, so we'll just let our opponent do that. Do we want to Toll of the Invasion? I think Toll of the Invasion's fine. Let's see what they've got. Price of Betrayal, let's get rid of that. I would like to keep my Amass tokens and my Dovin in play. Opponent's got nothing but land. That feels bad for the opponent. Okay, we've got a no escape now. So tap out the planes and drop the Erratic Visionary, which gives us a nice blocker. And swing for 1. Okay, opponent's going to swing, block it up. Okay, we've got a Sorin. I think we'll play the Flux Channeler first because we can get lots of Proliferate triggers. We'll just let our opponent swing again. They must have some playable cards now. Let's see what they drop. They might have a Jaya's Greeting for the Flux Channeler, which would kind of hurt. Maybe a Chandra's Pyrohelix. Goblin Assault Team. I think I'm fine trading the Visionary for the Assault Team. Yeah, let's trade the Visionary for the Assault Team. He gets to put a counter on the Goblin Assailant, which, I mean, we don't really care that much about. Okay, so drop the Dovin, proliferate on the zombie token, bobble the Assailant out of the game, hit our opponent for 4. Opponent's got more land. Vampire Opportunist. Don't much care about Vampire Opportunist. Let's drop a land. And drop the Sorin. And proliferate on both those boys. I could return the Erratic Visionary, but I think we'll just ping our opponent, just uptick the Sorin.
What a mess I've made.
Do we want to give him the option of trading? I don't think so. We'll just bubble that out of the game. And no attacks. I could have actually got the... actually, if he blocks, because it prevents all damage that would happen, we don't even get the lifelink on it, so there's not much point swinging there. If he burns out the Flux Channeler, we can bring it back with Sorin, so we're in pretty much lockdown mode here. Our opponent can't really do very much about it. We're just going to steadily just cut them out of the game. Opponent takes one. Dovin's going to lock out Goblin Assailant again. And we will play the Erratic Visionary. Give us another blocker. Just pass the turn. Hold up no escape, which will proliferate all of our planeswalkers if he tries to drop another creature. Yeah, trying to burn us out with the Vampire Opportunist is going to take a very long time, so opponent plays Grim Initiate, we'll just no escape that. We'll Flux Channeler the team. So opponent's pretty much out of options here. We don't want a swamp. Okay. Let's swing with the token. Opponent may choose to double block. They might also choose to just not block. Looks like they're not blocking. So we hit for 4. We can hit them again for 1. We're just going to out-life gain the Vampire Opportunist, so they're only just stemming the bleeding very slowly. And we'll dove in to lock out the Goblin Assailant again, and then we'll just Tammy's Epiphany, draw some cards, proliferate the team. Yeah, opponent concedes. Okay, so we're against red-black. Looks like they're going to have some aggro in there. Is it a game that we put the Wall of Runes in? Possibly. I think we could certainly take something out to put the Wall of Runes in. Dovin's Veto looks like it's probably not going to see very much play. Take out the Dovin's Veto, put in the Wall of Runes. Could be useful. Dovin's Veto could be useful to counter some removal. What else could we take out? I don't know what else I'd take out. Maybe the Enforcer Griffin's a bit slow. I could take out both the Enforcer Griffins, being quite slow cards, and pop in something else instead. Teferi's Time Twist might be a good way of getting some recurring value and dodging some removal. And Kazmina's Transmutation might be worth it against the Dreadhorde Butcher. Could also just run a second version of No. We could just run another No Escape. Might be good. Let's try another No Escape. Looks like our opponent's probably going to be quite creature heavy, so well, their game plan's going to be fairly creature heavy when they can find the creatures and not just land. Getting a little lucky with our opponent being so land screwed in the first game, or flooded is the appropriate term. This hand is playable. It's a little slow, but I think we'll keep it. See what our opponent leads with. Swamp into nothing, so that's fine with us. We'll lead with the planes in case we draw either Divine Arrow or something like that. Dreadhorde Butcher, no, Vampire Opportunist, okay. That's fine. Let's drop the swamp. swings for 2. Plays a land, drops Arncrop Invader. Okay, so they're on the red-black sacrifice deck. Let's Toll of the Invasion to just try and shut off their turn 4 play. Yep, let's get rid of the Dreadful Twins. They could Price of Betrayal the Amass token, which seems a little weak. They will probably just play the Malkin and whatever else is in their hand. If they swing with both, I will just block the Vampire Opportunist. He might sack it to push more damage, but it's not that relevant, to be honest. I could also drop Rising Populace and just let it trade for something. Okay, swinging with both. Is he going to remove the 1/1 of Nixilus's Cruelty on a 1/1? Are you mad, sir? What? What are you doing? I'm sorry, Ravenous Chupacabra, but that is not a good play by any stretch of the imagination. Oh dear. We're going to drop the Rising Populace, see what our opponent does. Ideally, we need to Gideon's Triumph the Malkin, because we're not going to be able to block it, like, at all, really. Do we let our opponent go through for 5? No blocks, let him go through for 3. Is he going to sack the Vampire Opportunist? No. Okay, he's just going to hit us for 3. He's not going to play anything else. Okay, Wall of Runes is pretty good here. Drop the Wall of Runes. Teferi's Time Twist. Do we want Teferi's Time Twist right now? Probably not. We could drop Sorin. Don't think Sorin's very useful. We could try and burn out some of their cards in their hand. Also, don't think that's particularly useful. Let's just pass the turn. Azatep Reaver. Don't think we... it does give them 2 bodies to sack. But they can't sack the Malkin, or sack for the Malkin, so I think this is fine. So he's probably going to swing with the Arncrop Invader. If he swings with the Malkin, we'll double block the Malkin, because he's not got anything to really stop us. Maybe we do just block the Arncrop Invader. No, let's double block the Malkin. Will he sack out his creatures to push damage? He could do. Has he got removal in hand, or maybe he's got to make this creature indestructible, unlike the aid? I think he's going to sack to the Arncrop Invader. You can always sack the Malkin to the Arncrop Invader. Resolve that. Okay, we're going to Gideon's Triumph. Lose the Vampire Opportunist to the Arncrop Invader. Because this is not... the damage doesn't stay on the Arncrop Invader, so he's going to have to keep sacking his board out to try and push damage through to us. So he's got to lose the Vampire Opportunist, and he goes through for 4. Which is fine. Opponent has nothing else, okay. So we could drop the Sorin. Or the Davriel. If we up-tick Sorin, we could down-tick Sorin, but it doesn't return anything. So I think we're just going to hold back No Escape. And just let our opponent swing again with the Arncrop Invader. See what they decide to do with it. Opponent's got a pass turn because they have priority to sack with the Arncrop Invader if they want. I ideally want my opponent to dump their hand bar Price of Betrayal so that Davriel can pull it out. Okay. Is the opponent going to swing all? Okay, opponent is swinging all. In front of the Lazotep Reaver. He'll sacrifice the Lazotep Reaver to buff the Arncrop, or he's going to... Nahiri's Stoneblades, okay. So both our creatures die. Okay. Sorin could return. Okay, we're definitely no escaping the Eternal Taskmaster. Okay, what can we scry? Plains. Don't want a plains. I want a creature. That's a swamp. It's not a creature. Sorin could bring back the Rising Populace or the Wall of Runes. But it's not particularly exciting. And he also then dies to the Price of Betrayal. But Davriel doesn't do anything for us, and our opponent might just be able to kill us. So I think Sorin is the correct play.
Through feud or feast, your blood is mine.
We will return the Wall of Runes. We'll scry, Divine Arrow. Seems like what we want to get rid of the Arncrop Invader, so we'll put that on top. He's going to Price of Betrayal Sorin. So he'll kill the Sorin off. He might even buff the Arncrop Invader to deal with the Wall of Runes. We'll see. He might just allow that through. See what he does. Okay, Wall of Runes block the Arncrop. Does he sack the 1/1 amass token to it? Does he just go through for 1? We've got to be careful because our opponent might have Heartfire, so they could be able to push damage when we least expect it. Okay, so the wall stays alive. Another more mana comes down. We can Tamiyo's Epiphany quite safely. We don't want a Gateway Plaza. We don't want another Plains. Do we want another island? We could then play the No Escape or the Divine Arrow, depending on what our opponent does. I think that seems fine. Play the island. Pass. I think hitting the Arncrop Invader is pretty important here. But depends what they do. Okay, they're just swinging with everything. Once again, we will block the Arncrop Invader, see if they want to sack for it. Okay, no. Did they top deck Heartfire? Maybe. Okay, so no Arncrop Invader for them. Just another mountain. Okay, we've got a Dovin and a Davriel. I think we'll play the Davriel because it at least starts pinging our opponent down. Hold up and no escape. So he takes 2. Okay. Davriel's going to rip that card out their hand. Okay. We will return a creature and we will return Rising Populace and Sorin. We will not play either of them because we could play the Sorin I suppose, but I'd rather hold up No Escape. Could play the Rising Populace, can't hold up No Escape. Sorin does get us more life with the Davriel though, so I think it's probably worth playing the Sorin just for that. Prone concedes. Cool. Can't deal with the lifelink. He was probably perhaps relying on a top deck Heartfire to finish us off. So, okay, 2 wins, no losses. So we've got a pretty good chance at getting that 3-win infinite, as it were. Well, I have to admit, Esper is pretty damn dirtly. When you got a deck like this, it's pretty damn dirtly. Not that that's a bad thing, it's what I normally am used to playing. This hand looks like it is unadulterated gas, so we'll keep it. If we can draw 1 more land, we can get Thunder Drake out and start doing nonsense stuff. We will open with the island. Okay, then we'll play the plains and hold up Divine Arrow in case they Dreadhorde Butcher or something like that. Tybalt's Rager, okay, so less scary there. If we Davriel, we kind of force them to pump the Rager, which then puts them a turn back, but it doesn't really do anything important, so they could just discard land, so yeah. We'll see what they do with the Rager. Do they pump it? No, they don't. Dreadhorde Invasion. Ouch. We need all the removal we've got then to deal with this token that's going to be coming out. So let's drop the Thunder Drake. Opponent masses 1. Do they have an answer to the Thunder Drake? If not, they're going to have a bad time. Okay, they've got Obnix's Cruelty. So they do have an answer. ICO. Gideon's Triumph. Seems good. I'm going to amass 1. Pass. Let the damage go through. No escape whatever they play. Yep, not letting that live. I'll just give them too much value. Flux Channeler does block Tybalt's Rager, so keep it on top. Play the Flux Channeler. Duskmantle Operative is fine. Okay, no blocks. Grim Initiate. Okay, so they're very low to the ground aggro right now. Don't really have anything particularly exciting to play. Can we afford to take another hit from the zombie army? Probably not. But we'll let him amass first. If he just swings with the zombie army, we can always Gideon's Triumph it. Okay, he's going to Sorin's Thirst the Flux Channeler. I think it's fair to Obnix's Cruelty the 4/4 now. Goblin Assailant, okay. Very low to the ground aggro deck. Okay. So we can enforce a Griffin, which gives us a good blocker. Hopefully it's something they can't burn through either. But we are looking a little dicey here. Tybalt's Rager could be a real problem. If we don't block it, he hits us for a crap ton of damage. If we do block it, he kills the Griffin. I'm going to say no blocks. Okay, he wants to play stuff from his hand. Plays a Harold. There's another Enforcer Griffin. Do we want to... We can't hold up double white, so I think the second Enforcer Griffin is a better play. No attacks. Okay, how dead are we? Depends on what he's got in hand, I suppose. He's going to swing with everything by the looks of it. No, just the Tybalt. Got to block it. Okay, at least it taps his mana out. 1 damage to any target, goes face. Yep. There's a Dovin. Dovin's pretty good here. So we can stop the Harold from doing anything. You know, mass 1. Chandra. Okay.
You and I are gonna take him out. This is just gonna be bad for you.
Okay, opponent's gonna swing. How much does he swing with? We'll find out. If he swings everything at Dovin, he in theory kills him. So that seems good for our opponent. Okay, it's all going to go at the face. Let's Divine Arrow down the Dust Mantle Operative. Trade for the 3/3. Okay, let's play the Davriel. Opponent discards his last card. Harold. Okay, we'll put the other Harold out of business and pass turn. Opponent takes 2, loses life and amasses. Might actually be able to kill our opponent by the combined Davriel and Dreadhorde damage. We'll see. Depends on what our opponent pulls. He's going to swing with everything. He's going to Spark Harvest and just pay the mana. Okay. So he's going to swing with the team, i.e. these two. Okay, so if he was smart, he would have swung with the Harold, and then he would have actually been able to kill us. Now he instead has to sack the Grim Initiate, goes in for 2. Masses 1. Unfortunately, we're pretty out of options here. We have to Contentious Plan. See what we draw. Draw planes. Okay. Concede. Okay, so our opponent's playing very low to the ground aggro with the Amass Boy. Can't really... Dovin's Veto is going to be absolutely necessary to keep in the deck. I think we want to be putting in our low drops, so let's take out the Enforcer Griffins because they're too slow. What else do we want to take out of the deck? Some of the Erratic Visionaries would have been absolutely excellent in that last game. I think Battlefield Promotion could be nice, could give us a free trade. Could run Martyr for the Cause as just a 2/2, keep back to block and proliferate. We'll run Martyr. Seems fine. Yep, let's keep this. Probably could have taken a Plains out of the deck, but if we want to play the Martyr on turn 2, we're going to need the white mana in there. So we've got enough 2-drops, we just got to be able to draw them. We all play first against an aggro deck like this, so I'd like to go first. Try to get some stuff on board before they get a chance to mass up. Chandra is quite scary. We don't really have a proper answer to it, aside from just killing it. We don't want Dovin, we want lands. Preferably white mana for the Martyr. Okay, no mana for the Martyr, that's fine. Bolt Rager is fine. Hey, Erratic Visionary is pretty good. Krenko. Okay, Krenko is pretty scary. Hopefully we draw land. We do draw land. So we're going to Cruelty Krenko immediately. Cannot let Krenko stay in the game. Krenko is going to just cause bullshit to happen. Especially if our opponent's got sack outlets, like Spark Reaper. There's a Chandra.
You wanna go, tough guy? There's no problem fire can solve.
Okay. Haven Eternal. At least gives us something that can start knocking Chandra down, but is knocking Chandra down worth it? because Chandra's just going to hit us for a crap ton of damage if we attack her.
It's you burning.
Dreadhorde invasion. Opponent's getting some pretty gas hands here. Drop the Thunder Drake. How much do we want to keep Chandra off of -7? I don't know if we care. Let's just go face. Chandra is one of those planeswalkers I think you can just ignore. If your opponent draws them late in the game, yeah, there's going to be a problem. If they draw them early on, I think you just ignore them and just keep going face. And then once they downtick, if they downtick on 8, then we just kill them with our flyer.
Sit back and watch it burn.
Yep, I mean, drawn through their deck pretty fast. Turret Ogre. Okay, so they've got reach. I think we swing with the Aven Eternal, since we've got the unlikely aid. So let's swing with the Aven Eternal at face. Turret Ogre's going to block. Okay, that's unlikely aid. They're given priority because they can pump the Rager, but... Okay, Turret Ogre dies. End turn. Opponent's going to draw 7. Are they going to downtick? Are they going to alt Chandra, or are they going to uptick Chandra again? Kaya's Ghost Form. Oh my god, that's pretty cancer actually. Wow. Oh, they're just going to keep exiling the top card of their library. Ashiok. Okay. Just tap the Erratic Visionary. Okay, ditch the Martyr.
Welcome to my world of nightmare. Behold.
Okay, we exile a... Yeah, we exile Gideon's Triumph. Aside from that, another Erratic Visionary. Don't care that much. Although that does hurt Sorin a lot. So we do need to hit Ashiok and stop him from doing his bullshit. Let's drop the Lazotep Reaver. Mass up. And let's Contentious Plan. Proliferate up. There's a Flux Channeler, okay. We need to get rid of the Ashiok. Otherwise, Sorin's going to be completely useless, so we've got to get rid of Ashiok.
You must be Quell.
Sit back and watch it burn.
Well, they got Spark Harvest for the flyer, I guess. Okay, losing 4 lands is really good. Losing the planes is less good, but we can't play Sorin. Harold. I guess we just have to let Chandra just uptick a lot. They're going to play the Eternal Taskmaster. That seems like the best option. If you play the Taskmaster though, he can't Spark Harvest. Attack with Tybalt's Rager. Okay, I will get rid of the 3/3. I will double trade for the Tybalt's Rager. He could Nahiri Stoneblades, don't think it does much. He still loses both his creatures. 1 damage to any target, goes face. Or does he want to reset his Chandra? Okay, he doesn't want to reset his Chandra. Okay, opponent's going to mill themselves out before they mill us out, so that's a plus. Does he want to Spark Harvest, Harold targeting the Aven Eternal? Oh, apparently we lost connection briefly there. I don't know if he wants to Spark Harvest Harold, getting rid of the Aven Eternal. He might do. That makes sense. It protects Ashiok's final down tick. Puts us very close to just milling out. Yeah, that's what he did.
I know I'm on track.
It makes your nightmares sweet.
We drew a no escape. I think that seems good. Well, no attacks there. End turn.
It's just gonna be bad for you.
So Ashiok's gonna burn through our library again. I think we've lost most of our white stuff, so, and Tamiya's Epiphany we don't care about, so hopefully we've got some playable cards that will... Do we care about Spark Reaper? I think we like the Scry more, to be honest. Also keeps power off board. Planes, that seems good. Okay, we've got planes. We'll play the Sorin.
I will have revenge for House Markov.
No attacks. We just need to keep ourselves alive until our opponent burns themselves out with Chandra, I guess. Sorin's going to help a lot in doing that. Opponent swings, blocked with Wall of Runes. Sorin can bring it back for 1. Exiling a mountain. Okay.
Oh, it's you burning.
Spark Harvest. Okay.
Another day.
Second Spark Harvest. Wow. Okay. Drop the Flux Channeler and hold Invasion our opponent. Submit. Just a swamp. Okay. Hit our opponent for 1. We need an answer to the amass token right now. So I don't think we've got Ob Nixilus's Cruelty because I think it's in the bin.
Let's light it up.
Yep, it's in the bin. We will choose to take 5. It's plains, swamp rather. It's pretty bad. Opponent's going to start life linking, so it's game. That is game. Wow. So looks like they either had a pretty good sideboard for control matchups, or just yeah. I don't think the Chandra was the issue there though. It's just the invasion of the Dreadhorde. It's just inevitable that you are going to not have an answer to the token, and they're just going to lifelink off it, and then you're stuffed. I don't think the Ashiok had a huge deal to play in that game. He turned Sorin off a bit, I guess, but we didn't have the white mana to play Sorin anyway. So I think, yeah, that was just a bit of an unfortunate situation. Plenty of mana, so yeah, I like this. This hand seems fine. Okay, I think we'll open with the Rising Populace. Though with no support, the Rising Populace doesn't do very much. It just kind of sits there, just being a creature, but that's fine. Having a 2/2 on board is better than having nothing on board. We do get it in play before our opponent can act, so that seems fine. Evolution Sage, okay. Could be a problematic card. Play the Dovin. If he wants to swing the Sage in, I will happily trade the Rising Populace for Evolution Sage. New Horizons, okay, so he's going to swing at Dovin for 4. He hasn't got any more land. He's going to go face. He's going to swing at Dovin. He's going to swing at Dovin. No blocks. Dovin takes it like a man.
Nobody's perfect. Even me.
Drop the Enforcer Griffin. And we could downtick Dovin, which gives a counter onto Rising Populace. Seems fine. Do that.
There are many
Face for
who
3.
have turned weakness into a virtue.
Okay, we're getting a bit land flooded. If our flyers can stay active, then we have a chance. Opponent doesn't look like they've got any extra land drops to make. Chandra, okay. Splashing Chandra off of New Horizon and Gateway Plaza. Or they're just playing 5 colours. Looks like they might just be playing 5 colours. With Chandra, that's pretty scary. Wait, your creature's what? Okay. So we're going to Erratic Visionary. And we are going to Contentious Plan, just because we need to draw cards. Island. And we're going to get rid of Chandra now before she goes out of hand. Take 6.
This was a waste of my time.
I think it's more because his deck can probably use the +1 from Chandra a lot better than what we've seen. Obnixilis is going to blow up what? I would love Obnixilis's thingy. I mean, I've got to block this. Can't just take 6. Thunder Drake.
Try not to think.
Drop the Thunder Drake and Davriel.
Dealing with you. I don't think you'll be needing that.
You only fuel my hatred.
Opponent got a pretty wild opening. Evolution Sage into Ramp into just Planeswalkers, and they're pretty powerful 5-drop Planeswalkers and 4-drop Planeswalkers. We'll see what else they've got. The Sage wants to go for... oh, well, Sage wants to go face. I can't win if I block it. That's what I'm telling you right now. I can't win if I block the Sage, so I kind of have to not block the Sage. Spark double on Obnixilis, so we just die. Okay. That is pretty filth right there. Okay. No escape, we want a second copy of that for certain. What else do we want? Casmia's Transmutation is probably almost certainly good stuff. I think we can take out the... I think we want the flyers. I think we definitely want the flyers. I think Rising Populace, we don't really need the ground attackers, and I think we probably take the Lazarus Reaver out as well. We just want to have our flyers and go and remove his Planeswalkers. It looks like if he's splashing a lot of colours for Planeswalkers, that is his game plan for the most part. Hopefully we can win this game. I would like to get to 3 wins. That would be ideal. We'll play first. This seems very good. We have a Dovin's Veto and the mana to cast it. So we can deal with any Planeswalkers he tries to drop on turn 3 or 4. Okay, let's drop the Gateway Plaza, tapping the island. Okay, Obnixilis Cruelty is fine. I do have the black mana to cast it, I'm not playing incorrectly there. Evolution Sage. Cura. Yeah, no. Absolutely not. Okay, so Tamiyo's Epiphany for land. Thunder Drake, and that seems good. We don't actually need the plains anymore, so I'll just leave the swamp on top. Okay. Let's play the Enforcer Griffin. If our opponent's got no escape, I'd rather it hits the Enforcer Griffin than the Thunder Drake. Yep. Much rather it hits that than the Thunder Drake, because the Thunder Drake has the potential to be much larger threat. And the Enforcer Griffin we can't really use as a card to double cast to improve the Thunder Drake's threat potential. So I'm much more happy with that. Dovin, okay.
You have been analyzed and found wanting.
And Dovin by himself is pretty unimpressive, so we'll just play the Thunder Drake. As our opponent got removal for the Drake. I mean, aside from just Dovin bubbling it.
I'd be less frustrated if you had fewer flaws.
Okay. Play the Erratic Visionary. Okay, opponent doesn't have a counter spell for Planeswalkers and things, so we'll just start ripping his hand apart with Davriel.
Perish the thought.
He's probably got a lot of action in his hand. He drops Sorin's Thirst. Okay, no attacks. Has he got an answer to Davriel, or is he just going to keep bubbling the Drake?
We're studying contrasts. I'm excellent, and you're, well, not.
Okay, more land. Let's take some of our opponent's cards away first. Drops Kai's Ghost Form. Okay. Hit the Dovin. Play the planes. I would like to get rid of the planes with Erratic Visionary, but I also want to get rid of Dovin probably a lot more. Okay, he's going to bubble that again.
Boxes are made to be thought outside of.
Okay, opponent's just going to pass, probably holding up counter spells. How much do we want to enforce a Griffin? I think it seems fine. Opponent's got another no escape for it, potentially. No, okay. Finish off the Dovin.
I don't like it, but I
And
accept
pass.
defeat.
On to Flourishing. Finds a Swamp. To Ob Nixilis. Our opponent's almost certainly trying to Ob Nixilis here. So, let's start off by using the Erratic Visionary to ditch the planes. Okay, we find a Swamp. Swing for 6. Pass turn. Okay, it's no escape. Alright, opponent concedes. Game 3. Do we want to make any changes after what we saw from our opponent? I don't think so. I think just holding up flyers and using them to get rid of our opponent's planeswalkers seems to be the best tactic against them. They seem to be very planeswalker heavy. Might be a good idea to have taken Dovin out of the deck. Out of our deck. But Dovin does shut off Chandra, so he can't really minus down Chandra. So he's just constantly upticking her, but it's not necessarily a good thing either. Speaking of, keep. Opponent mulls to 6, scribes to the bottom, so they might be a little sparse on land, which is fine by us. Okay, let's play the planes, drop the visionary. Opponent's on 2. So just gotta hold up, no escape. Still just gonna hold up, no escape. Evolution Sage we can get rid of with Obnixus's Cruelty. So we're going to do that instead, because we'd rather have a counter for Planeswalkers. We're going to play the island. Could drop a Griffin here, but we can't deal with a Planeswalker if they then play it. But we can also just hit the Planeswalker, so that works too. And we do need to put more creatures on board. It's going pretty good so far.
I'll show you Drawwalker something truly spectacular.
A swing bow for Fiora.
Hey!
Drop another Griffin.
I love to make a splash.
It's a good job we hit Kiora, because the Bioessence Hydra would have been a real problem. We can Dove in, or we could Divine Arrow the Hydra. We could Divine Arrow it and Unlikely Aid. Seems fine.
Gonna go for a swim and cool off.
Okay, let's double block. Okay, let's Divine Arrow the Hydra. Okay, and then we will Unlikely Aid on the Griffin. So he still loses the Hydra. And he can't kill either of our creatures because it was Trample was negated, effectively. I'm going to play the Flux Channeler. And swing for 6 in the air. Opponent's dead in 2 turns. Got Holding Up No Escape to stop any threats he tries to play. Full Scale Proc, yep, that's a threat we want to get rid of. Just not proliferate anything. Davriel seems pretty good. We'll take Davriel. Okay, so we drop the Davriel. Proliferate, hitting nothing. Make our opponent discard.
A mind is a terrific thing to waste.
Davriel Shadowfugue, okay, and we'll drop Dovin as well. Proliferate onto Davriel.
Your loss will either be a tragedy or comedy of errors.
And we'll swing with everything. just in case our opponent's got I'll tell you what, we will just Dovin down tick onto the mass
I'm
token.
well equipped to deal with nuisances like you.
Okay, what's our opponent got? He needs to have 2 answers for the Griffins. He's got nothing. Okay, so Esper goes 3 wins. It's pretty nice. Nice. Right, let's go into another one. See if we can't get a 4th win, earn some gems, some extra packs. It feels real nice to be able to play draft again and just win consistently. It's really good, especially if you want to play MTGA, earn the cards, build some cool decks without using a lot of money. This seems fine. We can get Augur of Bolus out, maybe hit some valuable spells. We'll open with the planes. Okay, and the Flux Channeler. We'll play the planes here and drop the Augur of Bolus. We find Divine Arrow, Unlikely Aid. We'll take the Divine Arrow. We're not revealing we're on black yet. Okay, opponent's on red-green. Drop the Flux Channeler. Swing for 1. Okay, Arlen's Wolf, that's fine. We'll play the Dovin, amass, or not amass, proliferate.
It's hard to be a genius surrounded by lesser minds.
We could swing in for 1.
Well,
Don't really see a reason not to. Raging Crunch, okay. Let's tick Dovin on the Arlen's Wolf. And pass. Holding up Dovin's Veto and Divine Arrow.
well, not.
If he swings with both, we can Divine Arrow the Crunch and proliferate onto our Dovin. Just until we can draw some more action. Hopefully we draw some black mana soon. That would be very lovely. Get our Davriel out and start proliferating on them. Start taking our opponent's hand and putting it in the trash. Now you got Kiora. How much do we hate Kiora? We probably hate Kiora a lot more than we can always just sack the Augur of Bolus into the Crunch, since he's kind of done his job. So I don't mind trading with the Augur to keep Dovin in play. But we can't let Kiora sit on board, not against Gruul, because they'll just draw way too many cards. Just block the Crunch. Could double block it, but I would rather have Flux Channeler in play than in the bin. Okay. I think here we want to play the Lazotep Reaver. We will shut Arlen's Wolf off. The reason I'm shutting Arlen's Wolf off is because it can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, i.e. most of what we have in play.
Stop trying.
So now our opponent knows that we're holding up mana for the Divine Arrow if he wants to go against Dovin. So they're going to drop something with more power, presumably. Another Arlen's Wolf. Are they going to swing? They are not going to swing. Okay. So I could Davriel here. What does that achieve? Not a huge amount. I could Contentious Plan. Davriel perhaps achieves a little bit more. We can't block the Arlen's Wolves then, which means he'll get in with the Crunch. And he will crunch Dovin. Do I care if he crunches Dovin? I can aid the fall and bring him back. Get the auger back. I could even Dovin to stop the crunch, or rather stop an Arlen's Wolf, I think. Let's drop the Davriel. Mass on both of them. Dovin's going to turn the wolf off.
Boxes are made to be
And
thought
Davriel's going to go face.
Let me pick your brain for a minute.
Opponent's got to discard a Death Toucher. No attacks. If we had have drawn mana here, we would have been able to do a lot more in our turn, which would have been nice, but I think this is fine. Our opponent might be more scared of Davriel than Dovin. And there's Goblin Assault Team. Okay, let's see who they try and swing at. Swing at Davriel, they're going to swing at Dovin. So they're going to kill Davriel for sure. Crunch is going at Dovin as well. Could let it all go through. I think we block the Goblin Assault Team.
I was incorrect. Go ahead and gloat.
Okay, they're going to put count on Arlen's Wolf. Okay, and that's where our extra mana was. So let's could aid the Fallen here. Seems pretty reasonable. Will give us a blocker against Arlen's Wolf, but it's not big enough. Hold up Divine Arrow though. Keeps our opponent scared. Let's bring back the... Do we care about Augur or Lazarus Reaver? I think once our amass token is large enough, they're not going to have very many ways to deal with it. And I think Davriel's a good way to close the game out, so let's get Davriel back as well. We'll just hold up the Divine Arrow, which could also give us a very nice block, so the token could block the Arlen's Wolf. We get Divine Arrow one of his other attackers, and then we get the kill on the Arlen's Wolf as well. Another Goblin Assault Team, swinging with everything. Okay, let's Divine Arrow the Arlen's Wolf here. Let's proliferate up. Okay, and block the Arlen's Wolf there, and simply we will take 8 damage. Not really where we want to be, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, there's a Thunder Drake. We haven't quite got the mana to really go mad with the Thunder Drake, but we could Lazarus Reaver. Can't opt Nix's Cruelty then. Seems fine though. Gives us a blocker against the Goblin Assault Team and the Crunch. And we will get in with the Channeler for 2 damage, since we're not blocking with it anyway. What's our opponent got? I assume they're a bit stuffed on mana and they're waiting to draw like 1 more mana to play some of their 5-drops, like Thundering Ceratox, Challenger Trolls, that sort of thing. They might just have a deck stacked with Goblin Assault Teams, which would be pretty interesting. Turret Ogre, okay, so they're going to deal 2 damage to us. Are they going to swing? They're not going to swing, okay. Right, so now we can play the Thunder Drake, and we can Contentious Plan, putting counters on the on everybody, and we will proliferate twice, draw a card. Okay, looking pretty safe here. We've got a 7/7, a 7/7, and a 5/6. So our opponent's kind of out of options. We can start beating them down with the Thunder Drake. The Turret Ogre's only going to stop us for 1 turn. Play Tybalt's Rager. Okay, so their hand probably hasn't got that much good stuff in it then. Although Tybalt's Rager can pump pretty hard. We can drop the Davriel and the Ob Nixilis then. or we could tolerate the invasion to just completely remove their hand. I think I quite like that. Let's tolerate the invasion them. Okay, they've got Nugan's Conjurant. Do I want to down-tick Davriel? Might as well. In case they've got, say, a Primordial Worm.
I don't think you'll be needing that.
Do we swing for 10? We can swing in the air for 8 and they're dead next turn. Can they kill us? Depends on their top deck, so we're going to no attacks. Because they might top deck something that ruins us. And Davriel's going to knock them down a few hit points anyway. So it looks like we're probably going to see a swing with everything. In which case I will trade Reaver into the Assault Team, Channeler into the Rager, Thunderdrake into the Turret Ogre, and Army into the Crunch. Because I don't want to take any damage at all. But we'll see what they've got. Okay, he's tapping everything for another Goblin Assault Team. We won't block Rager. He just swings with the assault teams. Okay, he's swinging everything. So we will just kill these boys, kill that boy, kill that boy. So he's going to put 2 counters on something. Onto something, that something being the Rager. Obnix's Cruelty the Rager. Our opponent dies. So, game 1. Oh, good game then. Okay, so opponents on the Goblin Assault Team. Madness. Against Goblin Assault Team, what do we want in the deck, what don't we want in the deck? We want lots of creatures. I don't think Dovin's Veto is going to be particularly exciting. Enforcer Griffins seem like they're going to be a bit slow and they don't trade very well, so we'll take them out. Instead, I think we want the Battlefield Promotion, gives first strike. Martyr for the Cause is an early blocker. And we could also take another No Escape. Wall of Runes doesn't do anything, so yeah, I think a second No Escape is good. And I think that will do. We'll see how well this does. Opponents are very great. They're probably going to sideboard more in against control. But that's fine. We need to sideboard for their aggro. They might decide to take the assault teams out, replace them with just fattier creatures. But I doubt it. If you're running like 3 Goblin assault teams, you probably think they're pretty good. You might as well run lots of them. Yes, they tend to trade at least 1 for 1 and then put a counter on something, but if you're trading 1 for 1, what are you doing? I guess you're relying on drawing cards somehow to make up for the going 1 for 1 constantly. And yeah, if they're playing Cura, it makes a lot of sense, but 1 Cura is not enough. If they've got 2 Curas, I can see why their deck looks like this. If they have got 2 Curas, I'm going to be pretty scared, because 2 Curas will kick ass for the most part. This hand's completely playable, so we'll definitely keep. Opponent goes first, dropping a forest. Nothing to follow it. Okay. And we'll play the Gateway Plaza as late as possible. Okay, turn 2, Ugin's Conjurant as a 2-2. Drop the Swamp, drop the Erratic Visionary. We can at least block the Conjurant. And we've got Obnixlus's Cruelty to deal with any really fat boys that they... Ooh, down on 2 mana. My friend. My friend. Sucks to be you. Pass the turn. Okay, we will Erratic Visionary and ditch the Gateway Plaza because we don't need it. Okay, Aven Eternal. I'd rather hold up the No Escape, so we'll pass. Okay, Forest into Cura. Cura is what we actually want to counter. If they play other stuff, 2/2 Death Touch. I think we'll let that go through. Pass and pass. My turn. Okay, it's pretty good. We could drop the Aven Eternal and keep up Divine Arrow, but I think we want to hold up the... I can let him go through for a small amount of damage. I'd rather hold up the No Escape in case he drops Cura, because Cura is basically his main card draw engine by the looks of it. And if he can't resolve Cura, then he can't draw cards, and he's going to have a bad day. We can also just tap the Visionary to ditch the Swamp, which is also pretty good. Okay. Just let that go through, it blocks. Could Divine Arrow here. Nah. Could trade the Aven Eternal for the Cruel Stinger, it's not that bad. Mowu. We can get rid of Mowu with Obnixus's Cruelty, so let's just tap the Visionary, ditch the Plains. Make sure our draws are nice and solid. Obnixus, Mowu. We do not like Mowu in our game. Mowu is a good way to lose games. We'll play the Aven Eternal and hold up No Escape. Pass turn. Once we get Dovin down, we can start using our Proliferate. Make our Amass token bigger, get Dovin pretty swole. Dovin can keep their big boys out of the game until we draw our finishing, which is mostly air damage and lots of Amass. If we can get Amass a 5/5 creature, then they kind of run out of good things to trade with. They might have a pump spell here. Looks like they don't. They're just going to let that go through. Drop another forest. And Turret Ogre. Don't think I really care about Turret Ogre. Pass. Battlefield Promotion seems pretty good. Just drop the Dovin.
I look forward to seeing your
So turn the Turret Ogre off.
studying contrasts.
And turn.
I'm excellent in your... well, not.
I think our opponent really needs to be a hell of a lot more aggressive, because they're just basically letting us draw what we need. Crunch is fine. Not bothered by Crunch. Do we want to Erratic Visionary? I think our hand's pretty sweet, to be honest, so not really. Pass and end turn. Tamiyo's Epiphany. Tamiyo's Epiphany seems fine. Martyr for the Cause, Rising Populace, and all of this seems pretty unexciting. So I think we're going to bottom all of it. We've kind of established a pseudo board control as a Davriel. That's quite nice. Dovin's going to shut the Turret Ogre off.
The fault is not in our stars.
And we will pass turn. Davriel plus Toll of the Invasion is going to let us tear our opponent's hand apart. Take out any real big threats they've got. We can't hold up the No Escape now, so we are just Divine Arrowing anything he uses to swing at us with. Block the Ugin's Conjurant, block the Divine Arrow the Crunch. Is this Cura coming down now? Oh, no, that's not Cura. That is going to be a Goblin Assault team. Courage and Crisis. Okay, resolve. Proliferate, pass. Okay. We're gonna Divine Arrow the Crunch. We'll block it with the 1/1. Do we let Dovin die? It's an interesting decision. Do we care about the Visionary? I think we care about the Visionary to keep Davriel in the game, but I don't think we care about Dovin staying in the game too much longer.
Are an anomaly not to be repeated.
Let's toll the invasion, our opponent. Okay, he's got lots of gas. Band together is not that relevant. Manticore and Awakening of V2 Ghazi seem pretty legit, so then drop the Davriel.
Make this quick. I'm
Empty your mind.
Opponent's got a lot of solid stuff. The Manticore is going to be a real problem if they draw land into the Manticore. What are they going to remove? They lose the Crunch. Okay, so they're bagging on drawing land. Gomri's ambush, okay. So Davriel's gonna die. No point wasting our token.
good luck with your little duel.
Thunder Drake seems pretty good. Unfortunately, Band Together seems like it's going to be a problem. It's instant speed as well. So he's going to band together here, dealing damage to the Thunder Drake. Yep, can't really stop that. It's going to happen at some point. Rack Visionary is meh. Opponent's going to swing at us pretty hard, and eventually he's going to get that Manticore down, and it's going to hurt us with Cane. Okay, yeah, here comes the Manticore. Right. Okay, Laztep Reaver's a pretty decent pull. We tap the white and the black. Laztep Reaver. Tap the, get the Visionary out there, hold up no escape, whatever he top decks. Okay. Kill that. Block the Turret Ogre. Do we block Ugin's Conjurant? Do we block the Manticore? I'm going to block the Manticore. If I block Conjurant, we go down to 6. But it makes Conjurant easier to block for our Amass token. Okay. We'll block like this. Augur Bolus seems pretty good here. Augur Bolus can just block the Conjurant forever. We've got a good trade on the Turret Ogre next turn as well, so we'll see what they play. No Escape's going to get work done too, so depends what they drop. Pass for attackers. Swings to the Manticore, nothing else. Okay. Have to double block the Manticore, see what he chooses to block it with. Okay, so he's blocking the zombie army first. Battlefield promotion. Oh, let's make sure we tap correctly. Battlefield promotion on the Augur Bolus, because then we get to keep the counter. Okay. Yep, you're not getting a huge Ugin's Conjurant. Seems like a bad plan. Aid the Fallen? Yes, please. Yes, please. I would like both. I would love to get a... Thunder Drake can get bigger. Thunder Drake can get really swole. So, Thunder Drake. and the Dovin. We play the Thunder Drake. We're taking 5 from the Turret Ogre. So I think we play the Dovin, hope we top deck some action for the Thunder Drake to get work done.
Genius surrounded by lesser minds is unattainable, so stop trying.
We also need some sort of card that... That's an Ilhog. Now I'm gonna have to...
There are many who have turned weakness into a virtue.
Let's see what he does. If he swings with Ilhog, we can't counter whatever creature he gets out of his hand. Okay, Ugin's Conjuring's going at that. Do we want to keep Dovin alive? I think if we lose Dovin, we lose the game, so we'll just have to let it go through like that. Okay, they're not casting whatever's in their hand.
I'd be less frustrated if you had fewer flaws.
No attacks. I think we just have to let Dovin die here.
I was incorrect. Go ahead and gloat.
Unlikely aid. Well, we can kill the Turret Ogre, but Ilhog's going to get us. They might not even have any creatures in hand. Okay. And we're dead, so concede. Ilhog. We have to discard Ilhog out of their hand, or else we can't really do anything against it. Time Twist might be a better combat trick than the Battlefield Promotion, though I'm not sure. I think we do want Time Twist in there somewhere. Maybe we take out the Rising Populace, but we need something that grows big. Martyr might be a little too small, so I think we take Martyr out for Teferi's Time Twist. That helps us fight the Band Together or whatever it is. I could also run Dovin's Veto again. Or will we cut for Dovin's Veto? Does Sorin do much? Yeah, he returns things from the graveyard. He's going to be pretty relevant as the game goes on. I think the first strike will matter. We'll go with this. We'll see if we can win the game with this. We won the first match, so we can win the second one. We've just got to burn our opponent's hand out and put them in top decking mode. This is not a good hand. This is a better hand. Better? It's not great. It's better. Keep it. No, we can't play Obnix's Cruelty because we don't have the mana to do so. Okay, we're just feeling bad right now. On the Flourishing. Alan's Wolf. Okay, there's black mana. Let's get the Davriel out there.
Let's tidy up in there.
Discarding Chain Whip Cyclops, okay.
perish the thought.
Let's get the Thunder Drake on the field. Also, our opponent got they might have band together and just kill the Drake with the Arlen's Wolf before it gets undealable. They might just drop a Crunch or another creature. Oh, don't you dare have it, you bastard. Cool Stinger, okay, that's fine. Arlen's Wolf's gonna kill Davril, which is also fine.
Wasn't part of our contract.
Okay. Drop the planes, tap 4/3, get the Dovin out.
I will gladly point out your inadequacies.
And we will not tap one of their creatures down. The only problem is that we don't have the spells we need to get Drake's counters on him. Okay. Blockers. No blocks. Divine Arrow, the Cool Stinger, I guess. Looks like they've got band together. So they were going to kill the Thunder Drake either way, and we're in top decking mode.
Fully for you.
Erratic Visionary, that's pretty good. Dovin can keep the Arlen's Wolf off for a turn.
Perfection is unattainable, so stop trying.
At least the Erratic Visionary can try and fix our draws, give us some action. There's an Ilhag that we can't deal with. Okay, let's discard the Swamp. Drop the Rising Populace. Tick Dovin down. So we basically need to get a absolutely huge Rising Populace, or else we can't stop Ilhag. It can be done. Certainly not impossible by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, we're not taking that. Not taking that trade. This guy's got to get swole. He's got to get swole enough to fight a Boar God. Boar God! Dugan's Conjurant as a 5/5, okay. Erratic Visionary. Gonna ditch the planes. We might need Teferi's Time Twist anyway. Just to get the Erratic Visionary as a blocker. See what our opponent does. It's not looking pretty. Zhang Yanggu. Okay, so he's going to make everything even more swole.
Is the path to self-improvement. I will help you through
He's going to make Ilhag even bigger. I don't think we can take these blocks. That's an invading man's core. That's really bad. Yeah, I think we just concede. This game's done. No way we're winning that. Okay, 3 wins. Not bad. I think we'll take that for what it's worth, which is another draft. And some more packs. Let's open some packs, see what we get. Dread Horde Invasion. Not something we've seen in draft, at least we haven't been able to pick in draft, but absolutely mad card. Love it. Definitely want to try that out in standard. Bolus of Citadel. Another card I want to play around with in standard. Some jank-ass combos. Soul Diviner. Okay, so I think I've probably got a full set of Soul Diviners at this point. And what else do we have? Single Combat. Haven't seen that pop up in the draft yet. Not seen anyone play it. Not seen anything really about it. I could see if you pull like Teferi the Time Raveler and Single Combat, I can see it being really busted in draft, but it's very niche, very niche. I don't know. It is a board wipe, so board wipes are always good. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe. Definitely have to give it some play time to see how good it really is. Anyway, that's the end of the draft and the end of this video. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you for the next one, because we've still got plenty to go. Goodbye for now.